And welcome back to the Rock of Cair, Bryn, and we return to the town of Veilguard, where our heroes are located at.
Our loosely affiliated group of traveling companions.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So last time, about a month ago, you all had returned from the temple where you acquired some items, a totally friendly orb that causes no problems whatsoever, and has been super good and comfy. Uh,
It's my best friend.
yeah, that's right. A sword, which also is very good and kind and has caused no problems whatsoever and does not talk. Um, and a dagger, if I remember correctly, along with some other paraphernalia. And then when you got back into town, you returned to your hotel that you guys are all staying at. And I'm immediately realizing that Beatrice's name has slipped out of my head again. But aside from that, we'll move along. And Bart ended up going out on the town to try and acquire some items. Uh, I think you went to the blacksmith to sell something, and I don't remember what now.
I went there to buy lockpicks for
Oh, right. Yes,
uh,
that's what it was for
I can't remember his name anymore. Dimitri.
Dimitri. It's only in the roll 20, no problem. And then the and then you went over to the magical shop, which I have a name for, by the way, which you never heard because you quickly and abruptly ran past my introduction to the shop, which kind of made me feel sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Whatever. I was being long-winded, and your character doesn't like long-winded. So you arrived at a shop which is run by wizardy students, and while you were there, you acquired a magical battle axe, which will become important later. By the way, the name of the shop, just for the fun of the audience, is the Wonderful World of Wizardly Might and Magic.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, there you go. Run by two guys. One is called, oops, I just had it and then just rolled right past it.
Walt, huh?
Happy, and the other one's called Marty. So,
Oh.
yeah. Happy's the gnome. Marty is the human, who looks like a crazy. He looks like a wizardy wizard, the most wizardy wizard you can imagine. So,
A wonderful Wizard of Oz.
and anyway, so with all that said and done, we are now at the point where Bart, you are currently leaving the shop.
Yes, I
Is
am.
is there anywhere else you were wanting to go to before we move along with our little story here?
Trying to see if I need anything. No, I don't think. Yeah, I'm good. I sold what I wanted to sell and bought what I wanted to buy, so I'll head to the hotel.
Okay. All right. So, the as you're gathering back into the crowd at the marketplace, you see a small halfling who is walking with purpose towards you and has what looks like a little map in her hand and is trying to figure out where she's going. All right. So you want me to call you Steph or Maisie?
Maisie.
Maisie. My bad.
It's
All
okay.
right. All right, Maisie. Where were you going? And what do you look like?
I am a halfling and brown hair, and I am heading to find a contact that I was given the
Okay.
name of.
All right. So if you want to see what she looks like, you can actually look at her card above everybody's head there. That is Jilly. And as she walks towards you, she's busy looking at her map and not looking where she's going. Bart, I would like you to roll me a dexterity check, please.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't see her and then like go around her.
I mean, she's like beelining it. It's just like it's going to be one of those things where you have to like make a decision really fast. That's why I'm saying a
save-
dexterity check.
Okay, that's not saving throw, right? I keep
No,
getting that.
no, just a check.
11.
All right. So, wonder why it's not in moment. All right. Trying to make sure that that's all working correctly. All right. So you dodge around as she does that. Jilly, I would like you to roll a perception check.
Okay. I remembered how.
Good job. And on a
18?
13, you look up briefly as you almost hit something, and you see someone standing there. And Bart, would you like to describe your character?
He's the most plain-looking person you've met, like generic, brown pants, shirt, messy hair, kind of short brown. Yeah, and he's actually no, because I have my armor now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
he has.
I don't know why you're calling yourself plain. That
I
ship
forgot.
has sailed.
He actually has a plate armor, but there's unfortunately a lot of basically smiley faces and other emojis all over it for some reason. But basically your typical like knight, and he's probably holding like a. John, your camera is messed up.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Uh,
I'm fixing it.
He's
Don't
probably holding and looking at it, this giant axe.
Okay.
So, like, okay, are the emojis like graffitied on, or
I don't know, John. I always thought them as like engraved, since it actually no, which would be more annoying, to make it look like it's wipeable but not be wipeable, or to be actually engraved?
I mean,
I'll let you decide.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide.
To be fair, I guess it depends on you, Bart. Which would be more annoying for you?
I think having it look like some kind of pen or marker would be more annoying, because then I imagine Bart would like glance down and see it and then be like, oh, try to rub it off, but then can't.
Okay. All
But,
right. So
yeah. So
all right. So we will say that is what it is, and that is what you see. So Jilly's looking at you. You have that. Do you have your axe as well, like on your back or something, or how have you got it displayed?
I think I'm still kind of like
holding it
and like looking at it occasionally as I'm like walking.
Okay. So I will say that up the shaft of the battle axe, which, to describe it to those who won't know, is a massive battle axe. It's probably about 5.5 foot tall. So it's a big two-handed weapon. It has a massive double-headed axe at the top, which, under the right set of circumstances, you get a glint of blue off the blade edges, or the edges. And at the top, there is a kind of it's kind of crowned, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, with a gem. And there's a gem at the base of the axe at the bottom of the handle. And they both are blue and very, very shiny.
So did I actually bump into her, or did I manage to scoot around?
You managed to just barely avoid her.
Oh, okay.
But you...
I don't think I would have stopped. I would have just kept going.
Okay. I would... Okay, so roll me a dice, please.
Any D6?
Uh-huh. You will hear this in your head, by the way. Okay, 5. Nice. You feel a tap on your shoulder.
I turn and look over that shoulder.
And you hear a whisper in your ear, so close it's almost uncomfortably close, saying, "You might want to check that one out."
I kind of swat at my ear, like, when there's like a little buzz, like a little fly near your ear when I hear that. And then I'm kind of like looking around to see if anyone actually is around to have said that.
You look around, you don't see anybody. Jilly, what are you doing currently, having seen this strangeness?
I am suspicious and mildly annoyed because I kind of think it's their fault that I almost ran into them, even though it's clearly not. But yeah, so I'm just kind of like huffing and then continuing on my way.
Okay. All right. By the way, you know that you're trying to find a leather worker's shop in this area, which is why you're here. So I would like you to roll me another investigation check, please.
Perception?
Perception, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Perception or investigation, whichever one's higher, I guess. Well, a 20 is good. 20's very good.
I'll take it.
All right. So on a 20, you see this small little shop kind of in the corner off, not really close to where you are now, and kind of off on a corner of the area where it's very, I wouldn't say run down, but it's very lacking in dress setting, shall we say. There's no fancy frontage. There's a sign, but it's made of, just base wood with some either a stamping or maybe a burned in name. You're not really sure. And it's just this little shop, which it describes itself as the leather working. I can't find the name now that I'm looking for it. Sorry, I'm just looking. I guess I didn't give a name, so we'll give a name. The Berwick Brothers Leatherworking.
Ah, perfect. That's where I'm going.
Okay, so you beeline towards that, do you?
Yes.
Okay, Bart. Anything else you would like to do? Any curiosity you would like to follow up, or?
So once I like kind of look around and just don't see anyone, I'm just gonna continue thinking that I misheard someone, whisper or just talk, and it wasn't towards me, so I'm gonna ignore it and walk back to the hotel.
Okay, all right. So off you go. Meanwhile, you go into as you enter this shop. The shop is, the frontage is probably like a little, kind of like those cell repair places that you find in small malls where they're like just little tiny entrances with a little counter, and that's about it. What you enter into something similar to that, if I could call it that. There is benches kind of along the side. There's displays of what one could loosely call leatherworking, but for the most part looks kind of shady. And you see a dwarf. He is sitting there. He has a skull cap on his head. He is got little tufts of hair which stick out either side, and a great big massive beard which hangs down past his tummy. And he's just sitting there with a little tool hammer pounding on a little piece of leather when you come in. And he says, "Hello there, how can I help you?"
Hello, I'm looking for a thistle.
Ah, you're looking for a thistle. Well, you found him, but who's asking?
He's expecting me.
Ah, I see. Well, you're coming from the seacoast, are you?
Yes.
Okay. He says, "That's good to know. Good to know." And he looks around a little bit, comes from behind his counter, rubs his hands kind of to clear them of the bits and pieces of leather he's been scraping, and walks over to the door, locks the door, pulls the curtains and blinds that kind of they use to cover it at night, and walks over to you and puts out his hand and says, "It's good to meet a fellow of the guild."
That's all right to meet you too, I suppose.
He smiles and says, "So, what brings you to this neck of the woods?"
You know, I really just got a name. You tell me.
All righty then. So you're one of them. All right. Well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to a house called the House of the Laughing Man at around first watch tonight. When you get there and you go up to the entrance, tap on the door and say, and don't forget this, bad news arrives in threes. You got that?
Got it. 3s.
Right.
All right.
The suggestion I was given is don't come alone.
Noted.
And he nods and says, if there's anything else you need while you're here, we can put you up if necessary. But my suggestion would be, for the moment at least, until things kick off, you might want to go hang out at the hotel down in the Ritchie area. It'll probably be more to your suiting, Captain.
Excellent. Thank you.
He nods. He says, all right then, we'll talk to you later. Maybe. And then he walks back over to the curtains, open them back up again, unlocks the door, kind of shines on the doorknob for a bit to kind of make it from totally covered in grime to slightly covered in grime, and then opens it for you. And he says, well, off you go then.
True gentleman.
He looks her up and down and says, you're not my type, lady.
I chuckle and leave.
Okay, so you walk out. All right. So as you do, Bart gets back after a little bit back to the hotel.
I was gonna say, do I see Dimitri? Do I see Dimitri?
Depends. Where is Dimitri at this point? This is still, I would say, late afternoon, early evening almost.
Dimitri also went to get a bath at the hotel.
Okay, so everybody's bathing. Nice.
I would assume by now I've finished bathing.
Yeah, are they both done then? Because like, I mean, when we got to the town, like they went to take a bath and I went shopping and whatnot.
I don't know. I don't know what Pre's doing at the moment because I'm staring at a cat.
Well,
I was going to help you if you see.
I was looking for Dimitri so I can just give him something.
I mean, he would be in his. Yeah, he would still be bathing. He's just relaxing in the water after everything you guys have been through.
Look around the main floor or whatever, and if I don't see him, I'm gonna go up to his room and knock on the door.
Okay.
Now, do I have a room or am I in someone else's?
You have been given a room. It didn't start out as yours, but it is your room now.
Okay, so that's fine.
And Pre is gambling.
And Pre is gambling, apparently.
Okay.
So I'm gonna knock on Dimitri's door and kind of just call out his name.
He kind of like weaves the water around to cover himself with bubbles. You could come in. It's not locked.
Okay, I'll open the door.
Can I just ask, John, would I have heard this knocking and the yelling for Dimitri?
Roll me a perception check and we'll see.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, a 7 would say no.
Oh, well. Okay, then. I'll just come down of my own volition in a few minutes. Then.
There you go.
I'll open the door if it's unlocked. And when I go in, is this like a one-room thing with like a tub in the corner, or are there separate rooms? Or...
Oh no, this would be the equivalent of like, say, the fanciest hotels in like New York or London or places like that.
Oh, okay. Right,
There's none of that stuff. You got fancy marble everywhere, and you walk into a room and there's like even more marble set up and all sorts of crazy stuff. So no. There's a bed. There's a ensuite sort of food area. There's like a lounge. There's like an off bathroom area, which for this era is one of the rare times you find what the equivalent of magic indoor plumbing is. So it has a toilet setup that is not like outhouse variety.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of shout out. Where are you?
I'm in the tub, but you can't see anything. I mean, unless you want to.
Is there like a counter or a table somewhere close by to where I'm at?
Yes, yes.
I was like, no, no, I'm good. Oh no, I bought you a set of lockpicks because you were very bad at using them last time.
Oh,
I was gonna no, I'm gonna mumble that part under my breath, but I'm gonna put the lockpicks on like a counter. I'm gonna just set them down on this counter here.
thanks, Bart. I mean, I would have gotten it myself, but I appreciate it.
No worries. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower or something or bath. Since everyone's still bathing and
Getting clean and all this
getting all
rubbish.
clean.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what's
Yeah.
with that? Goodness.
Yeah.
Dimitri's just mostly being lazy. He's already clean.
Yeah, I'll just close the door and I'll go to my room and get myself cleaned up.
Yeah, I don't know how much bubbles are in this bubble bath. I'm just saying at this stage, if you've been in there a while,
True. Well, I mean, like you said, unless you want to see something.
If the rooms are like that elegant and like huge with all these, I think Bart, like the moment he would have opened his room, he would have been like, why are there so much space? Because like if you remember, like his old place was just like one room with like a blanket and a pillow, and that was it.
Yep. With a
Like,
little
he's
area
like
in the
he's
corner.
like walking around looking at like, why do you need so many picture frames, or why do you need so many tables and lamps?
You're the equivalent of like that student that lives in the studio apartment and eats ramen and toast all day.
I'm not. No, Bart's not messy or anything. He's just like.
I didn't say messy. I just said ate bland stuff, the
Oh.
cheapest he could find, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess.
So all right. So
I want to come and walk in there while
Okay.
they're in there chatting. Can I do that?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk in, and obviously, wait, is Dimitri still in the bath?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but not.
It's a
in the
separate room, so.
Wait, yeah.
I'm
Did
gonna-
you walk in while I was in his room still, or am I back in my room? Or
Where are you right now?
I left his room and now I
Okay,
went
so I'm
to
gonna
my room.
walk into. I'm gonna realize, see you coming out of Dimitri's room then, and realize the door's
Okay.
unlocked. So I'm just gonna open Dimitri's door and just walk in while he's in the bath and be like, "What's going on? Where is everyone? What's everybody doing?"
I'm just relaxing in the bathtub.
Well, I can see that. I'm bored. I'm clean and bored now. Where's everyone
What?
going next?
I'm sorry. What was the word that you said?
Clean and bored.
I thought you said bald. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, I had a bath and my hair
I was
all
so
fell out.
confused. I was like, did something happen?
People make
No,
fun
I'm
of my
clean.
accent.
I'm clean and bored now.
I'm sorry.
And I
Okay.
want to know what's going on. I want to do something. Is there anything good to do around here?
I don't know. I mean, we could go exploring, unless you guys want to get something to eat first, and then go look around the city.
That sounds fun.
All right,
Sure,
he'll stand up out of the tub.
What, while I'm still in the room?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, oh, and then walk out of the room.
Dimitri comes wandering out. Bart just stands there by himself, naked as the
What?
day he was born. I mean, as far as I know, you were still in the room. You hadn't left yet.
Oh, okay. I was just no. Bart doesn't care. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go take a shower, and then I guess we'll meet downstairs.
All right.
All right.
Grab
I'll
a
go.
towel.
I'm
We'll
gonna
start drying.
bleach my eyes first.
Okay, so you guys head downstairs looking for food. As far as I know, Pri is still down there, gambling away.
Oh, by the way, I spoke to an alchemist, and that vial of black liquid, it's actually demon blood. Do any of you guys have use for this? Otherwise, I think he was willing to buy it off us.
Drink it, see what happens.
No.
Flip a coin.
No, I flip a coin when I don't know about which option I want. I'm pretty sure I know which option I want here, so I'm good.
I think
Thank
you're
you.
denying your coin the opportunity.
I mean,
I'm gonna look over at Dimitri. Do you have any use for it? Otherwise, I'll sell it.
Demon
Or
blood? No.
I'll
Flip
wait.
the
Thank you.
coin is
I'll wait
to
for
see if
free.
Dimitri can drink it.
I don't think you understand how the coin works, and I'm okay with this.
I want to see what happens if someone drinks it. How about we give it to Pri and tell her it's just like black coffee?
I don't think Pre would accept like
she doesn't
anything
trust you
from us
anyway,
like that.
so
Yeah.
I'm dubious of that one.
Yeah, I mean, Pri wouldn't touch anything in that temple. I don't
Wait,
think
so
she'll touch anything.
the casino's not like part of the hotel, right? It's in another building and everything.
It's not. So to be clear, it's not a casino. It's just a bunch of people playing cards around a table.
Oh, but is it in this hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like every tavern you've ever seen in fantasy, where there's always somebody playing cards somewhere, right?
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna just like one second. I'm gonna get up, look for Pre, and
It's just more fancy. There we go.
Pre. Do you have any use for demon blood? Otherwise, I'm gonna sell it.
Meow, 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 meow.
I'll
Pre's
turn around
really
and look over
moody.
at the squirrel. I'm like, hey, do you speak cat either?
I think Pri hit her head.
Pri's just in a real bad mood.
Pre, lick your paws if you want the demon blood. Oh, it stopped. The cat stopped. All right. I don't think she wants. I don't think Pre wants it.
She's like, no, I'm out of here. Demon blood, bye.
Yep, there goes the cat. It's gone. Yep, nope, it's done. It done.
All right, I'm gonna take your silence that you not wanting it, so I'm gonna go sell it, and then I'll walk back to the table.
Okay. All right. So, you walk back to the table, and okay.
Remove this from my sheet.
Anybody? Okay, so you were gonna go out exploring. I understood after you had something to eat. Is that correct?
I'm hoping Dimitri can show us something because he sounded confident.
I'm not
mean,
from this city. I'm just wandering around.
Well, we'll just wander you aimlessly behind you.
I mean, none of you are from this city, so to be fair.
We're just awkwardly walking around in circles then, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we can walk towards the alchemist. I can go sell this demon blood since no one seems to want it, and I can just split it.
I
mean, I
guess.
don't want any
Also,
demon money.
also he'll point. It looks like there's an arena over there. I don't know what they do there.
We could find out.
Sure.
I'm pointing at this thing, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. The audience hasn't seen the map
So,
yet, so they won't.
on
know.
so John, on the map,
Yes.
where are we like
So
in position to that stadium?
Yeah, in relation to the stadium, you're in. Oops, hang on. My thingy is not working right apparently today. There we go. I don't know if you saw that. If not, I will.
Here.
Okay.
There, right there. That district is okay. So for everybody else who's wondering what we're talking about, we'll switch to the map so you guys can see. And let me just, because apparently we're over the other way from where I want to be on this map, but apparently I can't move. So we'll just zoom in slightly. All right. So where they're at on the map is there is this. Again, I'll give you the there. Where that circle just lit up, everybody watching the stream, that's where they are currently, is in that district. The arena obviously is right here. For those of you who won't know, there's the wizard tower is right there. The big library is over here. Obviously the castle where the king and the queen are over there.
And the prince, because we rescued him.
And the
brought
prince.
him home.
And then the market is sort of south from there, in that where those, like, to the where all those blue roofed areas are, kind of that direction. Like you see where there's sort of that
Here?
heart. Yep. And beside it there's sort of that heart shaped area here. That's kind of where they're at. So yeah. So that gives you an idea of what the city looks like.
So before we left, could I have kind of shouted for Pri and told her like, hey, we're gonna go walk around town.
He just waves over his shoulder like, yep.
Okay.
Pre, I would like you to roll me 3d6s, please.
Why?
Just do it. There's one.
I haven't rolled any yet.
It says
What?
It shouldn't have rolled it.
It rolled d6 and you got a 6, so you've rolled one.
Fine, I'll roll 5 more. It was being
Two
dumb.
more.
There.
Two. Well, I said 3, but that's fine. Okay.
Oh, 3?
And,
Whoops.
Yeah.
Well,
and
whatever.
those
Take
are
those
those are
first 2.
d20s.
Yeah.
Those are d20s.
What the? I put it on D6. Oh, God, give me a second. Put it on D6. It's being dumb. There.
Okay, cool. All right, so 4 and 2 6s. Nice. Okay, so in the rounds that you have played since you've assembled here, after the first one, which you lost, the next 3, I should say, you basically cleaned up on 2 of them. The other one you did okay. So you're up about 100 gold at the moment.
Sweet.
All right, so the rest of you are as wandering around. So the first up was the arena, you said?
I mean, that's the biggest obvious thing.
Okay.
Well, Bart wanted to go sell the demon blood first.
I can do that later. It doesn't matter because the demon blood looks like it's past the arena, so we can just go to the arena.
It is definitely past the arena. Okay, so as you guys walk up to the arena, so you see it's not active at the moment. There's nothing going on, but there is like people out front kind of like ticket takers, people who are like selling stuff for later. But they're like starting to roll up the shop and they're getting ready to close. But as they see you, they're like, "Hello, sirs and madam. Is there something we can do for you before we shut off for tonight?"
No.
Are you sure?
I got overwhelmed by your loud voice.
Well, I mean, there's so many things and cool things that go on in this arena. Let me tell you, just this week, we have the Battle of the Gladiators, which is coming back for a 4th time. There's the special magical mystery dancers that are coming from out of the seacoast. They're supposed to be fabulous, from what I understand. And there is also the horse racing event, the chariot races, which of course are extremely popular. And you might want to get on the Team Green bandwagon. I hear they're going for their 3rd championship this year alone.
So all these things are happening this week.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to watch them.
Sure, yeah.
I was going to say the silence. All right. Bart's an okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, sure, why not?
All right. So you guys buy tickets. Where do you want to sit? You want to sit in the boxes where all the rich people sit? Do you want to sit in the crowds in the general admission seats? Where you want to go? That will determine how much this costs.
I mean, Dimitri would spring for the expensive
Fancy.
seat.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
It depends. Am I paying for myself?
That's up to you 3 to discuss. These ain't free. I'll tell you that much.
So Dimitri will like elbow or shoulder Nuala and say, "I got you."
Okay. So if you're going to buy a box, that's going to run you about 5 gold per event.
Okay, that's fine.
So just subtract 15 gold.
Bart, are you joining us?
Yeah. Wait, we're doing all that now?
Just
Well,
paying
no,
for
not
the tickets.
just paying for the tickets. You're buying the box.
Oh yeah, sure. That's right. I'll hand over the 5 gold.
So I'll give 30 for me and
Oh yeah, 15 gold. All right, no.
I just have this image of Dimitri kind of going, yeah, it was 30. So, all right, you hand in, okay. So the box was 5 gold each. The box includes seating for all of you, so you don't need the 30, actually, as it turns out, thinking about that. You need the 15.
So
So
15
okay.
total. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll hand over 5 gold to Dimitri, or yeah.
How do I
Well-
give my gold?
You just minus
Oh,
it.
in the DP, the gold pieces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How many do I need to take off again?
All right. So
Well,
five.
he said
5 each then.
yeah, 5
I
each.
said I would pay for yours. So.
Oh.
All right. So I'll hand over 10, and Bart's handing over 5.
they're kind of independently wealthy, these two, so they're not in any shape of needing money, shall we say.
Yeah, we rescued a prince. They were kind of generous.
It's true. Your hotel is the reason for that. Is one of the reasons. All right. So you've bought yourself 3 tickets to 3 events over the next 5 days.
Okay.
The gladiatorial combat happens tomorrow. It's up to you if you want to stick around for that, but there you are.
Okay.
Well, not stick around, but you know what I mean. Show
I'm
up
just gonna do
for
whatever
that.
Dimitri does because I have no idea where I am.
Cool. Yeah, you're sort of a small town girl. Um,
I think I just want to confirm. Am I the one who has the sword that we went to go look for? Or did
no, Pre has that, as far as I know.
Pre has it? Okay. All right.
Bree leaned it against a wall and tried to walk away from it.
Yeah, it didn't walk away
He
from
picked
you.
it up.
Oh, did he?
He picked it up.
Yeah,
Ah.
Bart has it, I think.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I had it, but then I
Bree did
remember
not want it.
when we took that when we were arresting, that sword came out and talked to Squirrel Girl. I don't. I'm not gonna call you anything other than that. I'm sorry. And then I can't remember if she kept it afterwards or gave it back to me.
I mean, I thought it was given back to you.
Okay, then yeah.
So I would have to go. Unfortunately, I'd have to go listen back because I'm not entirely certain.
That's
I-
fine. If I have no, it's fine.
I thought it ended up back in Pre's hands for all I knew. So there you go. What do I know?
So there's nothing else going on at this arena right now, though, right? You said it was tomorrow.
No, yeah. This is evening. It's kind of like they do an event every couple of days, and you know it's more or less like think of the Roman Colosseum kind of idea.
Okay. Do you guys want to go ask the Wizard Tower about the sword?
I suppose.
Didn't you
I'll
guys?
show them my.
You guys identified the
friend here.
sword, though, did you not?
Yeah, you guys.
No.
We talked to the spirit of the sword or something, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. She Bree's character did, but we still don't know what it actually does unless we attune to it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna attune to it. So I was gonna ask the Wizard Tower what it does.
All right. Okay. If that's your next stop, then you guys wander towards the Wizard Tower. The Wizard Tower is a very tall individual tower. It has a normal sort of castle-y type top to it, but is made out of a marble that is kind of a combination of like reds and blues swirled in it. And at the base of the tower, there is an entrance which leads in from the street, and quite a large entrance at that. As you start to go towards it, and you see wizards kind of bumping in and out, and yeah. So if you're headed in, where are you going? Would be my next question, because none of you have been here before.
I thought Dimitri came here and someone here told him about the sword. That's how we got the quest about the sword, right?
Nope. That is not how you got the quest for the sword. It
No,
was
Daniela, the exchequer, was
Yeah.
the one that gave it to me.
it was the basically Dimitri bumped into some random wizard in the street is what happened.
Yeah, Lou.
Lou, that's right. And they basically bonded over life, and then that was it.
Okay, then I'm gonna look for a receptionist, front desk kind of person.
And also Lou found out that, or Lou, was it Lou? Lou told you about the concert. That's how that went. That's right.
Yeah, and then I talked to the orchestra, the orchestra conductor guy.
Right, and then you ended up finding Clamdor there.
Mm-hmm.
because that was the first time you met him, sort of. Okay, so with all of that information now clarified, you are going where again? Sorry.
Someone like a front desk person, so I can ask about
Okay, so you're
how the tower.
Okay, so imagine you've wandered into a school, okay, like a university, and there is a university with no signs, like this way to the register, this way to the office, this is where the academic advising it. There's none of that. So imagine that kind of presentation, and that's what this school is like. Um, but you do see quite a number of all sorts of people from all over the world, um, and the various assorted sundries of different wizards and different novices wandering here and there and everywhere, some carrying massive bundles of scrolls, others practicing with orbs and with wands and with all sorts of crazy items. And eventually, I guess, actually, I think you can either roll me a investigation or a perception check. I don't care whichever you'd like.
Okay.
Okay. So on a 9, it takes you a better part of an hour to figure out where on earth anything is. People are huffing and puffing past you.
Oh, no. If I didn't see signs, I would have just started pulling someone and asking them.
Okay, well then you pull a random person. You got anything specifically you're looking for in a person, or are you just grabbing the first wizard that walks by?
First wizard,
All right.
wizard, or yeah.
So you grab this young fellow. He doesn't have a hat or a big robe or anything. He's just got like a tunic, and he's got a little tied belt strap kind of thing. It looks kind of like a worn out cord. And he has shoes which look too big, and he is carrying what looks to be a unhealthy amount of notes and items. And he looks over to you and says, can I help you?
Yeah, is there a teacher or someone here who specializes in magical weapons?
I mean, there's Professor Janus, or you could talk to the office up the third flight of stairs, over by the eastern wing. There's an office that way if you want to talk to them.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And I'll walk up the third floor.
Okay. All right. I assume everybody else is just following along. I just want to know if there's any distraction going on, or just in case.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, we would follow. Dimitri would be looking around to see if there's like anything interesting going on in the rooms they pass. Like see if somebody's like practicing spells or something weird's going
I'll just
on.
be pottering along behind Dimitri because I don't know where I am.
Fair
So
enough.
I'm just doing that sort of like following him around thing.
I mean, that's cool. So you guys are kind of following. Sorry. So Dimitri, you're just kind of looking around, kind of thing.
Well, I'm following Bart, but I'm sure Bart is just like, no nonsense. I want to get this done. Dimitri is like pausing in doorways to see if anything interesting is happening.
Okay. Well,
as they follow.
Okay. So, all right. So one of the things you'll see as you're wandering around is you'll see that there are wizards casting like magic missile at various items to, effect, because magic missile always hits, but sometimes good, sometimes not so good. You see one guy trying to cast a lightning bolt, and it goes right out the window, and he looks a bit distraught and runs away past you and out the door. In another room, you'll note a couple of slightly older wizards. They're staring at an orb, and you can see very intense looks on their faces as if they're trying to discern something, and they're jotting things down, and they're talking to each other in a language you're unfamiliar with. And they continue to sort of babble and bibble and hum and haw. He's sort of looking like, you know, those doctors that sort of stare at an X-ray and mutter to themselves, kind of thing. And that's kind of like initially what you're going to see as you wander around. Uh, most of the classes are kind of done at this point at the moment because it's like towards the end of like the beginning of the evening, so people are running around trying to get everything back to their dorm rooms.
Gotcha.
And so you Bart, on the meantime, beelines for the stairs, heads up these massive marble stairs. Like imagine they're 6 people wide, and they go up in a circular up the to the next level. And as you do, you'll notice that it seems to take an inordinate amount of time to walk up these stairs. And when you look back, the stairs are longer than what you thought you walked up. So if you thought you walked up 15 stairs, it was more like 40 stairs. And as you get to the top, you'll see that there's stairs going up that don't lead anywhere, other stairs that go up randomly to one level, another set of stairs that skip by that to go up to yet another level, and a set of stairs that come down but don't enter anywhere, and another set of stairs which comes all the way to the bottom and then seemingly does a U-turn and goes back up the other way. And
Stairs.
so they're crazy, yes. So as you step up, you see there's like a small, best thing I can say is kind of an office. There's a haggard young woman sitting at a desk. She's staring at a bunch of things. She's very flummoxed as she's adding some stuff together. And meanwhile, behind her is another fellow who is weighing various bits of powder and looks to be trying to do some addition in his head. And meanwhile, he reaches up in the air and takes his finger and goes like this, as if to make a slash. And you see this bright phosphorus light come out, and then it disappears. And then he keeps doing it. And then he crosses, and then he does it again. And then he looks down and he measures it back out again. And he's back doing this. And that's what you see as you come up to them.
Are we all together still?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay. I'm just going to say to Dimitri, how did we end up in this Hogwarts weird, like, what's going on?
I mean, it looks pretty interesting.
You want to play tag on the staircases?
Okay.
Oh boy.
Me and Dimitri just start chasing each other up and down the stairs playing tag.
I think
Alright.
Bart's gonna look at the old man and the lady like working all diligently, and then just turn and look at 2 grown adults playing tag around some stairs. And
Yep.
then there's I guess I'll kind of like knock on the door.
Mm-hmm. You'll hear a faint "come in."
Me and Dimitri see the door open, and I'm like, do you think we should go too?
Nah, he's
I'm gonna-
fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at both of them like you have fun? Question mark, and then I'll just walk into the door or into their door.
Okay.
I was told that I could find, or someone can tell me where the wizard or person who specializes in magical weapons is.
Oh, okay. You're looking for the royal armorer, the magister. Okay. Well, his office is on about the 5th floor, but if you want, I can send him a message and have him come down to meet you.
Sure, that might be easier. Those flight of stairs I took was weird. Yeah, we've heard about a magical sword in this dungeon, and we found it. Just kind of wanted to figure out what exactly it did.
Okay. No problem. That's always important to know. You know, never pick up a tool if you don't know what it's going to do, I always say. And she turns around, and you see there's like a cupboard, a cubby, with a bunch of little cupboard with a bunch of cubbies in it. And you see these stones all through them. And she grabs one, picks it up, looks at it, and says, "Would the Armor Magistry. Magistry. Magisterium, please come to the main office. And everybody hears this echo come off all the walls of this statement by this lady. And the eventually, probably after about 10-15 minutes, you hear a pop behind you, and this older gentleman, probably in his 50s, he's got white hair, or at least looks like he's in his 50s. He has distinctly pointed ears and has what looks to be little tusks peeking out from his lower jaw. He, in other ways, looks normally like you'd see most people, but there's definitely something odd about him in his appearance. And he's fumbling around with various keys and messing with various things. You'll notice that his hair is very unkempt and kind of crazy, but not bad, like it's not a mess. And his cloak that he's wearing over top of his clothes is this very dark blue outfit, and on it are like golden swords and golden axes, and they kind of move around, and there's like standing armored knights, kind of like as if they were statuesque, and they're on there, and occasionally they fight each other and then go back to standing stiff and still. But all this is going on in his cloak. Anyway. Yes. How may I help you?
Hi, yeah. Can you tell me what this does? And I pull out the sword we found.
He looks at it and says, "Oh, that's something very old." And you see him puzzle over it. If you could give me about 10 minutes, I could probably be able to identify its properties, if that's what you would like.
Bart's gonna kind of look out the door to see the two people jumping around. Like, yeah, I got 10 minutes.
All right. He then stands on a circular dais and he says, "Come with me."
Oh, I thought, okay, yeah, sure, why not? And he just stands up.
Okay. Wrong person. Dimitri and Nelia? Sorry, I'm saying it wrong again. I know I am. Nilowa, thank you. Can you roll me a perception check if you even care?
Or
Meanwhile, like I'm chasing Dimitri, he moves out the way and I slam my face up against the door of the room they're in.
A 4. Well, that don't tell me
What's that?
much.
Good job I'm playing tag.
Nice.
Wait, no one had the 4.
Oh, no, I heard 4. So, no, 15. Okay, cool. So you notice basically Bart step onto this little pad looking like a transporter pad from Star Trek effectively, and they just pop out of existence as far as you're concerned.
You you want to do something about that, or
maybe.
what if we stand on the thing?
Well, yeah. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
All right, so you guys stand on that.
It's like listening to toddlers.
I know it is a bit. The lady sitting at the desk says, "Hi, can I help you?"
Yeah, you just popped our friend from existence.
Oh no,
Well, he's
no.
not really our friend, but it's a long story. We're acquaintances, sort of loosely. We met each other in a cave. I was a squirrel. It's hard to explain, but we're on a pad now.
I actually met him in an enchanted forest.
I
Or,
didn't.
in a cave.
I came later. I was a squirrel. I watched them being dumb and I helped them. And now we're here. Can we have him back?
I believe he's gone to with the armor message. I'm messing up that name really badly. I should have come up with something easier. With the armor magisterium, and probably to his office on the 5th floor.
I'm not walking those stairs.
Well, we have a gift shop if you'd like to check that out.
No, can you please pop us up there too, please? Like, I saw him pop from this spot, so you can make us pop too. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think
You
we
can do
should.
that?
I should probably
Mhm.
talk to somebody about this, and I'll take out the orb and I hold it over my head and I dramatically say, "Banana Rama!"
Oh no. The orb says to your head, "What are we doing here?"
I don't know.
Who are you talking to?
Mel.
Get us
I point at
out
the orb.
before they find
Mel.
us.
You
Oh,
named it Mel?
yeah, that's his name. I mean, it's a very shortened version of his name, but Mel will do.
Okay. Lady, we need to go and talk about this weird orb thing that keeps talking to my friend.
No, nope. We
Again,
don't.
that's not my friend. It's my
I
acquaintance.
put the orb
Loose.
back in my pack and I zip
It's
it up and I say,
complicated.
nope. Apparently, it's time to go. And I grab your arm.
Oh,
And-
okay,
We should wait for
bye.
Bart outside.
See you in the gift shop. Do you want to go to the gift shop?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
So you guys go off to find the gift shop. Oh dear. Okay. Well, on that note, meanwhile, Bart, yeah, you find yourself shifting between realities. It feels like, and for the briefest of moments, you get the sense like you're in an environment that feels almost too real, for lack of a better word. Like all the color is much brighter. All of the surroundings are much more vivid in your brain. And it kind of blows your rather mundane mind away for a minute. Like, when I mean a minute, I mean like half a second. And then immediately you end up in this massive room, for lack of any better description, where there are bookshelves upon bookshelves all along the walls, and this room stretches for, I mean, it's bigger than like two of your hotel rooms in width and length, and it just is musty smelling, and you see bits of armor and weaponry scattered about on tables and chairs and all sorts of things, and you see glyphs on the floor and rubbish kind of heaped in corners and old suits kind of laying around, and the armor kind of cleans off a trash area of a counter and says, here, put the sword here. We'll have a look at it now.
Meanwhile, me and Dimitri in the gift shop.
Muted. Sorry. Yeah, I'll put it down.
Okay, put it down. All right, we'll go back to the gift shop in a little bit. You put it down. As you do, you see it sort of sparkle, and he sits down in front of it, and you see him put on these massive glasses. Like they're not like massive as in like Elton John sort of ridiculous size. They're more like they look like night vision goggles, for lack of any other description. So they two circular things. They go out really long, and you see him like looking at it, and occasionally he'll flip things down and flip things back up, and he's kind of looking over and over at different areas of this sword. And then you see him kind of sprinkle some stuff over top of it, and he says something you don't understand, and as he does, the sword glows, and along it you see a phrase written in a language you don't understand, and the base of the sword to the tip of the sword almost becomes so bright that it's like as if a massive like a TV camera or a photo camera light was turned on just out of nowhere. So you go from this candlelit room to this extreme explosion of light, and then it just dissipates. And he sits there kind of staring at it. He picks it up, he looks at it for a bit, puts it down, mumbles some words to himself, scribbles across something, and says, fascinating, very fascinating. And you actually watch him as he gets up, and wanders to about the 18th bookshelf in the back, and he levitates himself up to the top, and he starts throwing books everywhere as he's looking for something. And he finally pulls one out, comes back down, walks over to where you are, flips it open, and you can see this ancient tome where edges of the various types of written material, the material that's been written on, anything from paper to leather to bits and pieces of vellum, all of this stuff is kind of mixed into this book, and he's looking through it, and eventually he goes, yeah, that's probably the one. That's the only thing that explains this, really. And he looks over at you and says, I know what it is. And he says, this is the Sword of Veturin.
What does it do?
It is a sword which, when it is used, gives the user, typically someone who follows a god, but anyone using it would definitely benefit from the finesse of the weapon. Importantly, it also is a weapon to be used against the undead, and it deals a lot more damage against undead than, say, normal living creatures. It actually will be able to strike them as if it's a burning blade. So the light from the blade will actually hurt them as well as the blade itself. It was given long ago to an elven figure by the name of Veturin. It's said to have been given to him by Ao himself. And it is considered to be a sword of life.
Okay, and do you perhaps buy weapons or artifacts?
I mean, I don't have money to give, but I can certainly exchange services.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I have to discuss with my group since we kind of found it together, but I will let you know what they decide.
That would be wonderful. This sword, young man, is thousands of years old.
I'm 28.
Thank you. I am older. I
Can you teleport me back, or do I need to walk down the stairs?
He's still muttering as he's looking at the sword, and it looks up at you and says, "Oh, no. I can deal with it. Come with me." And
All right, I'll grab the sword and follow him.
Okay, he takes you back over to. Oh, were you going to give him the vial of demon blood, just out of curiosity?
Oh, yeah. Do you happen to buy demon blood? Which, now that I'm saying it out loud, sounds a bit ominous. But...
He stops abruptly, looks at you, and says, "How would you have acquired that?"
We found it in a dungeon.
Ah. Is that where this comes from, as he points at the sword?
Yep.
Interesting. I mean, buy? No, but I can trade you if you'd like.
Uh,
I have a number of things here.
I wouldn't feel right for me to just get an item. We kind of gathered this as a group. I'm just gonna go sell it.
Okay. And he says, that's perfectly up to you. And wanders over to the circle, and he says, please step upon.
Okay, and I do.
And as you do, and you see him give a bit of a wave of his hand, and as he does, you actually see that there are glyphs around this circle, and they all light up, and bam, like that. You're again experiencing what I described earlier, where you seem to almost enter into another realm for half a second. Like you get this peek into somewhere strange. And one of the things you see just very, very briefly is a light, like white-haired lady with very cold, icy blue eyes. And she looks at you, or at least looks through you, and you swear you hear her say, and then you appear back in the office.
Okay. All right. I'll step out and kind of look around because I thought I saw the other two around here.
Okay.
If I don't see them, I'll look for that lady. Do you happen to see the two people I was with?
They said something about going to the gift shop.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Actually, where is that?
Ah, someone asked. Thank goodness. So if you head downstairs,
Sorry, they didn't ask.
No, they just wandered off. I don't know where they were going. They just
Okay.
said that's where they were going. I have no idea where they went.
Okay.
If you head downstairs, and then once you get out to the bottom floor, take a left, and you'll see there is a portcullis entrance. And just before you get to the entrance, if you look off to the left-hand side, you'll see this massive area where you can buy tunics and scarves and toys for the kids back home, that kind of thing.
I don't have kids. I'm just gonna go look for those too. But thank you. You didn't happen to see which direction they kind of walked, did you?
I mean, I would say they kind of went down the stairs. I don't know where they went after that, though, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna go down to the stairs. Do I see them?
Give me a
Does he
perception
see
check.
us, or have we
Yeah,
been
that's what I'm
lost in the
wondering.
tower?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
There's gonna be like an intercom. Will the parent of these two
Yeah,
gentlemen
exactly.
share in the
Exactly.
22?
All right. Well, with that perception check, you see a bit of chaos kind of going off to your right and headed towards the door. And at the front of it is Dimitri.
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards Dimitri.
Okay.
Do I see what kind of havoc these two are causing?
I mean, are you guys still playing tag? What you doing?
Dimitri can be stood outside if he wants, and then when you ask where I am, he can just be like, just looking at the gifts, and I'm gonna be browsing the shelves.
Nice. Okay, so you actually made it there. Dimitri, on the other hand, is still wandering around, I assume, trying to look at all the various items of people doing things.
Yeah, I probably got bored of shopping and wandered towards the classrooms that were close by the gift shop.
Okay, some of the younger wizards have kind of gathered around you out of curiosity, and note the musical instrument that you have, and they're kind of like, "Hey, do you play? Are you famous? Do we know you? Are you like a part of the concert tour? Are you in a band? Can I find out if you're in a band? Do you play really well? Do you have like, have you put out like crystals with like your
John,
music
like,
and
mocking every single college student like at this point, or like?
Could be.
I mean, I will say that Dimitri is drinking in the attention. Like, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I did play with the orchestra about a week ago. I had a solo," and he'll take apart his sword, because if you remember, his sword has the flute as the handle, so he'll unscrew the flute.
Right.
And he'll be like, "Yeah, I mostly play the flute."
You'll see one of them go, "I was there. That was you. I knew it. I said so, didn't I, Bert? Didn't I?" And the guy, do you see this other one who's standing there looking kind of bored? And he's like, "Yeah, I guess so, Philip. You were right. That's him." He's like, "Ken, oh, yeah, I would be so honored if you would play a song. Honestly, we would be delighted, wouldn't we, everyone?" And they look around to kind of drum up a little bit of applause and kind of excitement. And there's a little bit of that level of applause.
uh,
If you're gonna play, give me a
he'll
performance
yeah,
check.
I was gonna say he'll look and see that Noah is still looking at stuff, but he'll see Dimitri come in and he'll say, I mean, I could play you a short one, sure. And then he'll think. And do you want me to roll the performance or the flute itself?
Good question. Usually I'd say performance would be my guess, but up to you. I'll give you the option. You can do either one.
I mean, they're both the same no matter what I do anyway.
Okay,
so I'll just do the flute.
Okay. Wow. On a 21, you have them in the palm of your hand in about 2 minutes. Like you're like that local sort of, the guy who's on the street corner playing that all of a sudden everybody's like, holy cow, he really knows how to play. And a lot of people are like, wow, really? This guy's this good? Oh, I haven't heard of him before. And there's a lot of that kind of going on. And there's a few people who actually kind of recognize the song are sort of tapping their foot along. There's even one or two trying to fake like they know the words, but they don't really know the words. There may not even be words to the song, but they're all like, in the field, there was once a cleaning agent of the horny toad. Da, da, da. And they're going along with it.
He's singing while playing the flute?
No.
The students are singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just, they think they know the song, so they're joining in with their own little renditions, right? And yeah, so yeah, completely going along like that.
I tend to get lucky with that flute because I remember when I was doing the concert in front of everybody, I got a crit on the
That's
flute
true.
roll.
Yep. Meanwhile, back in the the gift shop, so Beatrice, as you entered the gift shop, there's like everything and anything you can think of, and they all have labels on them about Veilguard and join the Green Tower and kick the butt of the Blue Tower and all this kind of stuff, and kind of like sports related stuff. And some are like, my dad's a graduate, or there's like my grandpa was a graduate, or like, my son went to this school, blah, 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 blah. And all I got was this lousy t-shirt kind of thing. So as well as, like I said, there's toys and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. There's even some like small magical stuff. Like there's like a little device which plays music. If you tell it a song, it does its best to play something back, kind of like a bit like a Google kind of thing,
An Alexa from the 1800s.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, if it was like from the medieval era and was magic, yeah. So that's kind of the options.
It's like a Sia song played on a lute.
And Bart eventually finds you looking at what exactly?
Can it be a whale, and when you squeeze it, water comes out?
There can be a whale that spurts a little tiny amount of water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, so...
Hey, Bat, look at this whale. When you squeeze it, water comes out.
And she's...
I'm gonna look as I'm assuming she squeezes water up the whale.
In his face.
The little whale squirts a little tiny, kind of like a flower squirt kind of level of water.
Yeah, into his face.
Yep.
Do you like it?
Could I roll dexterity to dodge the water?
You can try. Yes, sure.
All right.
Wow. Ducked.
I grab another one and squirt that one at him.
The grandpa standing behind looking at the alumni shirt gets it right in the face.
Sorry.
Right, so you didn't want the sword, right? I'm gonna go ask Bryn one more time.
Wait, do you like the whale?
I don't care about your whale.
Oh, you're gonna care. I bought 7.
I don't understand why I need to care that you bought 7, but...
Well, I got one for you, I got one for Pri, I got one for Dimitri, and I got the rest for me.
Okay.
Well, you look sad. Do you want 2?
I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk out. And is Dimitri still playing?
As far as I know.
I'm gonna follow behind Bat because I paid for them already. How much do I need to take off? My 7 whales.
Like maybe 1 gold for all 7.
Okay.
I was gonna kind of. Oh, do I have a? I don't think I have. Did she hand me one of the whales?
I threw it at the back of your head as you left.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and pick up the whale and go up as close as I can to Dimitri and squirt the water to get his attention.
Dimitri is now surrounded. There are probably about 20 students and a really annoyed looking gentleman in the back who's sort of tapping his foot, but not to the music at this point.
And then Dimitri's just like, woo! Just having the best time of his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like adding in dance moves as I go now.
You're like that kind of the the guys who play like Celtic music and stuff, like the folk singers, that kind of thing. So you're kind of on that kind of situation. And everybody's like they're loving it. It's like a free concert. They're happy as can be, except for, like I said, the one guy in the back. And
So you said they're all kind of like student-looking people, like wearing robes and whatnot.
Yeah, they're wearing various types of robes of various colors.
Okay, if that's the case, and I'm wearing like plate armor, I'm just gonna just start walking towards the front.
Looking like that cop that's sort of trying to break everything up.
Pretty much. I'm like, all right, break it up, guys. Just come on. But I'm just gonna start walking towards Dimitri, and as soon as I get kind of a distance where I think he can hear me, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm going back to Pre, and then I'm just gonna wait for him to nod or something, and then walk away.
Yeah. He'll nod and like hold up a pinky finger, like I'm almost done, kind of thing. And then when I finish the song, I'll take the flute away and say, I gotta go, guys. My friends are waiting for me, but I'll see if I can perform with the orchestra again before they leave.
As you say that, there's a collective, and one guy going, good, get the hell out of here.
As we're leaving, I walk over and like nudge Dimitri and say like, because obviously Bat squirted the water in his face. I'd be like, did you like the whale? I found them in the gift shop.
She bought you one, so you better like it.
I bought you one, yeah, and I give it to him.
I mean, it's kind of refreshing. You know, I'm a little sweaty from the dancing. He'll squirt it on his face.
I got extra, so if you run out, just let me know.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, Dimitri, I got extra too. If you run out, I have an extra one for you.
I got plenty. I got one for Pre too. I'm sure she'll love it.
Yeah. So I found out what the sword does. But Dimitri, you didn't want it because you got a rapier, if I'm correct. And then I'm gonna point to Bree's character, just like, and I think you didn't want it either.
No.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna ask Bree now that I actually know what it does, and then if not, I'm gonna go sell it.
Yeah, I can't use that kind of sword. Sorry. Otherwise, I would.
I just spent money on an axe, so I do not care enough about the sword. But
I don't think it benefits me either. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think it does.
Doesn't really, no.
I'm more of a person.
We went down, right? Because you said that the gift shop was below where we were at.
Yeah, it's on the gift shop's on the main floor, basically.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna leave and head towards the hotel then.
Let's leave and see Pre as well. We need to do that. Dimitri. I'm telling Dimitri.
They're all marching to see Pre. Okay.
All right.
We go back. She cleaned everyone out. And now she owns the inn. Just living there now. Kicks us out of our rooms.
Yeah. Time for you to go. No. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Pre, you are sitting gambling and playing cards and doing whatever it is you're going to do. As you are doing that, a young halfling wanders in, looking confused and like as if they've made a bit of a trip to try and figure out where on earth this place was. Jilly, you've just walked into the hotel. What would you like to do?
Finally. Well, I'm made it.
You did.
I'm gonna join the card game,
Obviously. Okay. As you come towards, at this point, Pri, are you actually running the card game, or is there still somebody there who still has their money that's willing to run the card game?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. We'll say there's an older gentleman who's very kind of Victorian era looking, sort of waxed mustache and sort of pencil thin, and he's waxed it up to make it even pointier at the ends and has a little goatee at the bottom. And he has very fine clothing on, but you can see he's a bit disgruntled. Pri has a bunch of gold in front of her. The others have smaller piles. And you gather fairly quickly, considering your experience with this kind of thing, that yeah, she's been running the joint. And he says, "Buying is 20 gold."
I'm just gonna watch the game and like order some alcohol.
Okay. He almost feels bad now. Uh, and goes back to playing. Okay, so you watch this game taking place. Various skill being displayed. Some of them you pick up fairly quickly are daytime players that don't really have a lot of skill. They just like the game itself. There are a couple of others that are more serious, including Mr. Pencil Mustache, who definitely is feeling very aggrieved that he's been losing. And he is continually sort of... He has a couple of easy tells, which you pick up on right away, like his tendency to kind of play with his mustache when he's kind of looking at his cards, deciding, that he has, whether or not he has a good hand. And when he stops, if he kind of puts his hands down straight away, the hand is pretty good. And if he keeps it there and sort of like continually rubs it, you figure that that's probably whatever is going to come out of his mouth next is a bluff.
Okay.
And I would like you to roll a perception check for Bree. Or Pri. I don't know why I said Bree. And Pri, I would like you to roll a deception check, please.
I think you said the same name for which one am I rolling?
You're rolling a perception check. She's rolling
Okay.
a deception check.
Got it. Sorry.
Okay. Can we have a roll off, please? Do that again, since you both rolled 16. Oof. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Nope. You can't get a Pri for you just doesn't give off anything. You can't figure out what she's up to. You don't know what she's got in her hand. She's very good at just dead-eye stare.
And John keeps saying but Pri is androgynous. You can't tell anything.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Anyway, if they would talk more, there wouldn't be so much of a fumbling. Anyway, with that noted.
And I can I like look around to see if anyone looks like totally wasted enough for me to try to pocket some of their coins?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's like 4 or 5 that have been here a while. You can take your pick.
I'm gonna go with. I mean, you have to describe them a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, you, like think of
which
kind
one's
of,
closest to me, so
well,
it would be
there's
like
okay, so there's
the least obvious that I was stealing their coins.
well, what I would say is there's like tables, right, with different people at
Yeah.
the various tables, and at least 2 of the tables you can see there's 5 or 6 or 7 people that all look fairly drunk. They're all kind of partying it up together. There's not like somebody just sitting off on their own, just silently drinking their bourbon. But they're when I say they're rowdy, they're not rowdy like in a normal bar or something like that. It's more like they're loudly harumphing about the world and blathering about how they're hard done by because they can't spend all their money every day and that kind of thing. So they're very much the aristocratic kind of mentality.
Right.
So there are a few undeserving people, shall we say, that are a little too inebriated to hold on to coin.
Excellent. I'll go for one of those tables.
Okay, so you walk up to this sort of rotund guy. He's got just this absolute arrogance about him. He's kind of one of those guys that like you meet where they talk about the world, and about 5 minutes in, you're like, ew, who are you? What I would like you to do is do a sleight of hand check, please. Oof. Well, now there's bad, and then there's rolling a 1 bad. So you reach into the guy's pocket to steal some coin. The guy is busily emphasizing something and reaches down and suddenly finds a hand in his pocket. And looks over at you.
I pretend to be like completely wasted, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were my husband."
Madam, how very dare you? I would never marry a halfling. And he throws your hand away and, get out of here, you tot. And then turns away.
Could have been worse.
It definitely could have been. If he'd have been a slight bit more sober, he would have called the guards on you.
Yeah.
Right. Is she within reach of Pri?
She's about a table away from you. You are sort of a table unto yourself.
So I can't just reach over and grab her?
Not from a sitting position, but
I'm
if you
scared.
Stood up, you could do it.
Okay, instead I'm going to just sort of make eye contact with her and
I heed the call.
Crook my finger at you. When you get close, Pri's going to put their hand on your shoulder and sort of look at you and go, stop riling the locals. Okay? And then she's just going to take her shoulder off and turn back to her game.
Okay. I sit next to her and go back to watching the game, I guess.
Okay. So you just sit down beside. Okay, and as you're doing that, the group of our noble wanderers wander back in. Bart, as you walk in, you see Pri. Sitting beside her is the young lady you ran into earlier in the day.
Did Pri adopt someone?
I run past and push Bat out the way, and I'm like, move, move, move. And I'm like, Pri, look what I got you. And I give the whale to Pri. And then I squeeze it, and it spreads out on top, above Pri.
I laugh very hard at this.
I turn to the person laughing, and I'm like, who are you? Also, look, Pri. And then give them another whale.
Pri's gonna look at the gentleman she's been gabbling with and go, well, this evening's over. Be glad you have some money left. And she's just gonna stand up and turn around and start heading back to her room.
Did you collect your winnings before you turned
Yes,
around and left?
yes.
Okay, good. I was just had this image of you walking away with all that money just sitting on the table, and I'm going, well, that was easy.
No, she sort of scooped it in as she said that, so.
I just turn to Dimitri, and I'm like, are they always this rude?
You're muted.
He says, yeah, from what I've seen, pretty much.
I just literally bought them 2 whole whales.
Would you like
Which
it
are
back?
still sitting on the table, by the way.
Which, yeah, I picked them back up again, and I'm like,
No,
I'm sorry.
I still have mine. Do you want it back?
You don't like your whale? Is that what you're saying?
I
have never met such a sorry excuse of
I'm gonna
ungrateful
offer to
acquaintances.
buy a whale from you.
What do you? If I hear that, do you want a whale?
Well, I turn to the person who's offering to buy a whale, and I'm like, who are you? Why do you want my whales?
Well, you see, I'm from the sea, so I find it quite humorous.
Then you go to the gift shop and get one, and then I walk off.
I'm gonna just walk up to her. I'm like, "Do you want mine?
Sure.
I don't want it. Here,
How
you
I
much?
I run towards Pre.
Oh no, it's fine. You can
Oh,
have it."
thank you.
And then like I'm about to turn around for a second, and then like I kind of remember the whisper that I heard earlier, and just like I turn around. I'm like, so what brings? Like you can tell it's like not something Bart's used to doing, like making small talk. So he's like, what brings you to town? What this bar here?
And before Jilly gets to answer that, we'll have to find out what happens in the next episode. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please do so here. If you'd like to see what we've done in the past, please check it out up here. And if you'd like to check out all of our content, you can do so at distractionsmedia.com.